Now, all they did at first was call me names. That's all sorts of silly, stupid names. Enough to upset me and to make me cry. Once I was crying, they could have a good laugh, and then they'd leave me alone. Next day, bang, same again. Next day, bang, same again. On and on and on. What happens is the bullies start to get a little bit more control, a little bit more power. That's what they want. Control and power. And in my case, because I wasn't telling anybody what was happening, things got worse. So then they started to punch me and kick me. So I'd go home with cuts, bruises, grazes. And my parents would say, "Well, what's happened to you?" I'll say, "I fell out of a tree, I walked into a lamppost, fell over." All sorts of stories, all sorts of lies, because the bullies had said to me, you tell anybody, and things will get worse. So I kept my mouth shut. But things did get worse. Because then they got more control, more power. One of those things that they made me do, was go out and rob and steal. So from name calling, they've now got me out robbing and stealing. As easy as that. The only reason I went out robbing and stealing was because I was frightened. Really frightened. And I don't want any of you to be frightened like I was. Luckily, when I was out robbing and stealing, I never got caught. I'm not proud of that fact. I'm ashamed to this day, what the bullies made me do. I'm ashamed to this day. When I was at school, I would do anything not to go to school. Anything. I used to make up excuses, stories, lies. I was the person that was no good at lessons. So when the teachers used to turn to me and say, "What's the answer?" I said, didn't know, didn't care, because I hadn't been listening. All I'd be doing is looking at the floor, looking at the ceiling, looking at the windows, wondering, worrying what the bullies were going to do to me at break time, lunchtime, on the way home from school on the bus. What were they going to do to me? What were they going to make me do? So how could I concentrate on my schoolwork? I couldn't. My schoolwork was rubbish. Rubbish. At break times and at lunch times, I used to run and lock myself in the toilets, and I wouldn't come out until lessons had started. Your school is stronger than the bullies. All of a sudden, if you stick together, no picking on anybody, no calling anybody names, no wanting control, no wanting power, you'll be amazed at how much strength you've got. The bullies would be pushed outside of your group. The only way they'll get back into your group, and they'll want to get back into your group because they'll feel left out, is they have to earn it. The way they earn it is through one word. What's the word? What's the word? What's the word? No excuse to be a bully. So why do you think we've got bullies? Why do you think we've got bullies? Because they don't respect. There's always people that want more power. Right answers, but still there is no excuse. No excuse. And bullying goes on in secret. You tell anybody, and things will get worse. How can things get worse? They can't. So I'm going to give 3 words now, and I want you to remember these 3 words for the rest of your lives. If ever you're in any sort of trouble, it doesn't matter what it is, tell somebody. Tell somebody before it gets worse, because it will. And the 3 words are so easy. Talk, talk, talk. What did I say?
Talk, talk, talk.
What did I say?
Talk.